For decades, the Alien franchise has terrified us with the idea that in space, no one can hear you scream. But what if the nightmare came home? The new series, AlienEarth, asks, what happens when the monster is no longer out there, but right here, in our cities? The show takes the dread and body horror of the franchise and brings it to a near-future Earth, still under the shadow of Weyland-Yutani. This isn't another bug hunt on a distant moon. This is an invasion of a planet already on the brink. The familiar claustrophobia is replaced by a new fear, the unknown lurking in the shadows of a world we thought we knew. The creators took a risk moving the action to Earth, a place where escape seems possible, but the threat is everywhere. AlienEarth understands the true horror of the xenomorph, its insidious ability to corrupt and destroy from within. The show uses Earth as a canvas for a quiet infection, a cancer growing in society's forgotten corners. This approach builds suspense that feels both epic and deeply personal. The xenomorph's arrival isn't an all-out invasion, it's a creeping, hidden threat. The series explores how the ultimate invasive species exploits a world already collapsing. It's a bold new direction for a 45-year-old story, and it feels both shocking and inevitable. The nightmare is no longer out there. It's here. The year is 2099. Earth is scarred by corporate greed and environmental neglect. Mega-corporations like Weyland-Yutani rule, and the gap between rich and poor is a chasm. The wealthy live in fortified towers, the rest survive in the city's grimy underbelly. This world isn't just a backdrop, it's a breeding ground for the xenomorph. Humanity's own actions have created the perfect environment for the ultimate predator. The monster is a manifestation of the darkness already within society. The show's production design is stunning. Advanced tech clashes with urban decay, holograms flicker over crumbling buildings, and inequality is everywhere. This gritty, dangerous world feels real, making the xenomorph's threat even more terrifying. By setting the story on Earth, the stakes are higher than ever. The entire planet is at risk. Every moment carries the weight of humanity's survival. The characters aren't just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for a world that may not deserve saving. The show's vision of the future is depressingly plausible, and that's what makes it so effective. The horror is no longer isolated, it's global. AlienEarth turns our own world into the ultimate battleground. AlienEarth needed a visionary, and found one in showrunner Noah Hawley. Known for Fargo and Legion, Hawley brings a cerebral, character-driven approach. He's less interested in non-stop action, more in the psychological toll of horror. Hawley's focus? What happens when the monster wins? What does society look like when forced to coexist with a perfect predator? Ridley Scott, director of the original, serves as executive producer, lending legitimacy and continuity. The creative team honors the franchise's legacy while pushing boundaries, blending Scott's iconic style with Hawley's modern storytelling. They see the xenomorph as more than a monster. It's a symbol of primal fear. AlienEarth is both a faithful continuation and a bold evolution. AlienEarth delivers what fans love. The xenomorph, as terrifying as ever, brought to life with practical effects and CGI. The creature's iconic life cycle is on full display, and the Weyland-Yutani Corporation remains a central, sinister force. This time, we see the full extent of their power and obsession with weaponizing the xenomorph. But the series isn't just repeating old beats. A rival corporation, Prodigy Corp, enters the fray, turning the story into a three-way conflict. This corporate rivalry adds a new layer of suspense and intrigue. The show also introduces a cult that worships the xenomorphs, seeing them as divine agents of purification. This cult adds a disturbing psychological horror, suggesting the real threat may be what the creature inspires in humans. The idea of people embracing the alien nightmare is more unsettling than the monster itself. AlienEarth expands the universe, blending classic horror with new, relevant themes. The familiar is still terrifying, but the new elements make it feel fresh. The show forces us to confront the darkness within ourselves. Sometimes, the scariest monsters are human. AlienEarth is a masterclass in slow-burn horror. The show takes its time, building the world and its characters before unleashing the xenomorph. Early episodes feel more like tense sci-fi drama than traditional horror. The monster is a rumor, a ghost story whispered in the city's shadows. We see the aftermath. Disappearances, mangled bodies, strange resin, long before the creature itself. This creates paranoia. The threat could be anywhere and anyone could be a victim. Sound design and cinematography heighten the anxiety, with minimalist, unnerving music and patient, shadowy camera work. The visual style pays homage to the original films but adapts it to a sprawling urban landscape. The result is a show that's as beautiful as it is terrifying. The slow pace lets us connect with the characters, making the stakes personal. When horror erupts, it feels earned, and all the more impactful. Alien Earth rewards patience with a rich, immersive experience. A great monster story needs great human characters, and Alien Earth delivers. At the center is Wendy, a tough medic in the city's underbelly, an ordinary person forced into extraordinary circumstances. On the other side is Cameron, a Wayland-Yutani executive, whose ambition and moral compromises drive the corporate plot. He's not a simple villain. His journey explores the human capacity for greed and self-preservation. The show also features weary corporate soldiers, mercenaries caught in the middle, adding military action and vulnerability. Their story explores loyalty, duty, and the cost of endless conflict. Then there's Kiriko, a scientist at Prodigy Corp, who seeks to understand the xenomorph rather than weaponize it. Her quest introduces philosophical questions about life and intelligence. These intersecting stories create a web of conflict, physical, intellectual, and ethical. The ensemble cast represents every facet of this fractured future. The result, characters we care about, making the horror hit even harder. In Alien Earth, survival is never simple. Critics have hailed Alien Earth as a triumphant return for the franchise. The show's world-building, production design, and atmosphere have been widely praised. Reviewers highlight its ability to translate the claustrophobic horror of the originals to a global scale. The ensemble cast brings depth and nuance, making the characters feel real. The focus on character development and moral complexity is seen as a refreshing change. The show's thematic depth, exploring corporate power, inequality, and environmental collapse, has resonated with audiences. The xenomorph-worshipping cult has sparked discussion as a disturbing exploration of fanaticism. Alien Earth is called a thinking person's horror series, delivering both thrills and substance. While not without detractors, the consensus is excitement and admiration. The franchise feels fresh, relevant, and terrifying once again. Not everyone is on board with Alien Earth's slow burn approach. Some viewers expected non-stop action and found the early episodes too focused on character and world building. The show demands patience, investing in its world before unleashing horror. For some, this makes the payoff more satisfying. For others, it's too slow. The debate highlights a broader question. Is it better to grab attention with action or build deeper suspense? Alien Earth chooses the latter, prioritizing mood and character over constant scares. This creative choice divides audiences, but also makes the show distinctive. If you're willing to immerse yourself, the slow burn is effective. If you want a straightforward monster of the week, you may be frustrated. The pacing is the show's biggest gamble, and its defining trait. Where does Alien Earth fit in the franchise's legacy? It's breathed new life into the saga. By bringing the horror home, the show raises the stakes and opens new storytelling possibilities. The xenomorph is scary again, less is more, and the psychological impact is restored. The series reminds us, the true horror is what the alien does to the mind and to society. Alien Earth proves the franchise's versatility. It can be haunted house, war film, or philosophical drama. The show carves out its own identity, building on the past to create something modern and unsettling. It satisfies longtime fans and draws in new viewers with compelling characters and relevant themes. Prestige television that's not afraid to be pulpy and terrifying. A slow-burn thriller that builds to an explosive climax. The alien nightmare is immediate and vital for a new generation. The future of the franchise is here, and it's terrifying.